No, it's working. It's funny, ever since this message landed, it's just been more, I don't know, the sense of being in control is no longer showing up. The sense of wanting it to be a certain way isn't showing up. There's a lot of things not showing up.
Do you notice that then?
When it's...
How do you notice when it doesn't show up?
You really just have to conjure up memory and say, it was different at one point, but even that seems unreal.
Yeah, I get asked that a lot. I even speak about it, and then every time I say, well, how do I know that? How do I know something's not showing up?
It's true.
It's it's funny.
How do you know?
So that's not showing up. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
It's only in relation to a memory, like you say.
Yeah.
You have to conjure the memory in order to have it's not showing up.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just what's showing up.
And the absence or the presence of it's just a story.
I mean, absence. I mean, yeah, it's just what a joke talking about absence.
Yeah.
Oh, I find myself talking about it, but what the fuck does that mean? Absence of what? Well, what I remember.
True.
There's no other absence.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like you know the absence.
True.
It's not true.
Yeah.
You don't know the absence of anything.
So the noticing of the absence is just a story.
It can only be.
Yeah.
But then, you let off the hook if you mention absence, because anything you mention is a story. So a story of absence is no difference to a story of presence.
True. Yeah.
Not really. Say there's a lot more space.
Yeah. In relation to a memory.
Yeah, maybe memory doesn't appear as frequently. Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Maybe less comparison.
Yeah, and the absence of comparison is just whatever's going on.
And then there isn't anything to say without comparison.
Right.
To be honest, what are you going to say if you have to compare this with that in order to have anything to say?
It's true.
Or think, really.
Yeah.
A thought can only be relative in relation to another thought.
Yeah.
So if you have a thought of this and how this is, then you have to compare it with how it was.
True.
Or how it could be. What are you going to say without that? I think that's sometimes overlooked.
Yeah.
As though you could speak about this. It's everyone says unspeakable. True.
Yeah.
And then speak about it.
Yeah.
But you're never speaking about it. You can only speak. You can attempt to.
I guess the attempt. Yeah, there's just what appears to be is as close as any description could ever be.
Yeah. I mean, you can try and describe how it. I mean, if you describe how it looks, how it feels. I guess the best we've got is how it feels.
Yeah.
But then that only has any relevance or any in comparison how it once felt.
Exactly.
Or how...
Yeah, and the comparison seems to give it meaning.
And yes, and then in comparison, there's loss or gain.
Mm-hmm.
There is no loss or gain.
Yeah, so without comparison, all that dies.
Yeah. Maybe that's when it's a bit more peaceful.
In relation to the way it used to be.
Is all you can say. Peaceful compared with what? Yeah. True.
But it is just beautifully peaceful. Whatever it is.
Yeah, and it's strange that you can still... There can be fantasies of there'd be no more comparison. There'd be no more judgment.
Mm-hmm.
But there's much more peace in the comparison, which is what else have you got?
True. Yeah.
Because it doesn't mean it. Because it doesn't mean what it feels like it used to mean. That's another comparison.
Right. Yeah. At least it gives us something to talk about. Because without it, really.
Oh, no, you wouldn't. There isn't anything to be said.
No.
Because I get, well, why do you speak about this? I don't know. I like it. It just happens. Or
Right.
that, you just have to say, I mean, there has to be a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how funny is that? That there's no reason. There's no reason we're talking.
Yeah.
There's no reason I'm looking forward to a game of golf.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I then have to make up a reason.
Right.
Any explanation is... Why that's really obvious, I don't know, but it's very obvious now. Whereas before, the no reason bit, I mean, that's so obvious.
Mm.
And yet reasons still appear.
Right. They're conjured up for no reason, too.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I guess it's habit.
Mm. Yeah.
We're very used to giving reasons why.
Yeah.
A lot of other human beings are always asking you.
True. You're forced into a corner.
Always. I mean, if you say I don't know to everything everyone ever asks you, which is the truth.
Right. Let's be honest here.
If you're really, really honest, I don't know.
Nobody's got a fucking clue.
No. But imagine every human being asking other human beings the question and everyone just replied, I don't know.
That'd be good.
The questions would stop very quickly, I think.
True. Yeah.
But then, what would we say?
Good question.
Yeah, we wouldn't have any idea. All we have is ideas.
Yeah. And the desire to figure it all out's no longer appearing in relation to a memory that seems like actually...
And yet figuring out still happens.
Yeah.
Attempting to figure out still, or thoughts of figuring out.
Mm-hmm.
They still happen. I think it's very natural.
And in comparison to my old life, that would have been a problem that needed to be overcome.
Yeah.
But that's...
So thoughts of why and how still appear, and they were always a big problem for me because it's my responsibility. Well, it always felt that if I didn't figure it out, then I'd be in danger. There's the truth, I think.
Yeah.
I think that I always felt safer if I had an answer.
Right.
To whatever question appeared.
Yeah.
For reasons why things are as they are and how I best keep myself safe, really.
And in our world, uncertainty is equated with fear in some way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not okay.
No, exactly. And yet, uncertainty is everything. And it's not that you become okay with uncertainty, it's just that uncertainty is undoubted. If you doubt, if uncertainty is doubtless, then fear of not knowing, of not having an answer, becomes redundant. So it's not even that trying to work it out doesn't appear to happen still. But there's a certainty that is pointless, that it whatever you can come to a conclusion, or there can be a conclusion. Oh yeah, it's that, and then, well, that's as good as any other, because none of them are true.
Yeah.
No answers are true,
Right.
or false.
In a way, it seems more like just play.
Much more like play. Much more like playing. Childlike.
Yeah.
Play for the playing's sake, not for the result.
True. There's
more like that.
Yeah. No vested interest in an outcome.
I don't mean when you say play, I don't mean the sense in the traditional Advaita sense of this is a play.
Right.
I mean just playing.
Right. It does feel more like play.
Empty playing.
Unless, yeah.
Because when it feels serious. Life feels serious when it's not playing. When it's got an objective that needs to be reached. Well, there we are. Nothing needs to be reached. There isn't anything to reach.
Yeah.
Well, this doesn't have any outcomes. There are no outcomes to life. That's the whole illusion. This isn't leading to anything else.
And this isn't the outcome of something that happened.
No. Yeah, they're the two illusions. This is the outcome of what came before. And what's happening will lead to the outcomes that will be.
There's no will be, huh?
No. It's not bad though, is it?
Nah, it's beautiful.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I can still imagine how it could be dreadful.
Right.
Yeah.
Imagination still works pretty well.
Yeah. Not as well as it did, probably.
Even that's more play-like. I know now there's no problem with daydreaming, whereas the old days, it would have been, that's a waste of time.
No, daydreaming's fun.
It is.
You can play with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a wonderland.
Sure is.
Yeah, I just have lots of gratitude.
I know.
I could give a reason for it, but there's no point.
No. Isn't that funny? That gratitude thing?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it feels like gratitude. Who's grateful?
Yeah. It's just a warm and tingly feeling.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's the sun on the skin. Who can tell the difference?
Well, that is good. Talking of gratitude, thanks, Trey.
Thank you.
Thanks for a great weekend.
Yeah, my pleasure. Literally.
I'm going to go and see if they can accommodate me.
Sounds good.